One of the really cool things about Minecraft is that you can set your own programs in there. For example, I wrote this little function called throw fire. And when I type it in, it makes this row of fire in front of me. See, it's like 5 long. Just to show you that again, let me find a little blank space here somewhere and come down to the ground. And I'm going to type /JS throw fire and in parentheses 9. Now, it's not going to work for you because you haven't written this function, but I wrote it and I now have this like long line of fire that's 9 long. And I can really create all sorts of things in Minecraft using JavaScript. To do this, I'm going to have to mod it out a little bit. And a lot of these steps are written down in the Young Person's Guide to Programming by Walter Higgins, and you can find that on the internet and follow the steps along in there. I'm going to show you some steps that are slightly modified, just because my setup's a little bit different. But between this and that GitHub posting, you should be able to figure it out on your own. Now I need to know, first of all, in Minecraft, what version I have. I have 1.7.4. This is fairly important for your server. I'm going to go to CraftBucket, and CraftBucket is going to allow me to build my own local server. So looking at CraftBucket, there's a recommended build that's 1.6. I don't want that because, again, my Minecraft's 1.7. So I'm going to get the beta build, 1.7.2, and that will actually go along with the Minecraft version that I have. If you get the 1.6, it's just not going to work. It's going to throw up an error at some point, and you have to go back through all these steps again. So, first of all, I download the CraftBucket. And CraftBucket actually has some really good instructions on their website, and they instruct you exactly how to set up the server on your computer. And they'll tell you for Windows, Linux, and Mac. I'm on a Mac, so yeah, I'm going to follow the instructions for Mac. Scrolling down, I get to the Mac OS. I need to install Java if I don't already have it. It's fairly straightforward, so I'm not going to go through it here. Just click there and install Java first if you need to. Now I'm going to, let's see, they tell me get the CraftBucket, and I've already got that. And I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call mine MineMod. They call theirs CraftBucket. I'm going to call mine MineMod just to be particular. And then I'm going to have to do something a little bit fancy in TextEdit. So first of all, I've created this folder called MineMod. I'm going to drag my downloaded CraftBucket file from the downloads into my MineMod folder. So let's see if I can get it over there. Yay! I dropped a file. Okay, so I now have the file on there. And note that that name of the file has some numbers at the end. I'm going to need that here in a moment. I'm going to open up a text file, and you can do this in any sort of text editor. I use a free service called Text Wrangler, but you can really do it in anything. And on the CraftBucket website, I've now copied this thing that has bin and bash and cd and java and all that. The one thing I need to note is that there's a file in there called craftbucket.jar. So start-server.command is what I'm going to call it, and I'm going to save it in the MineMod folder, right where I had it before. So I save it as start-server.command. You might want to name it something else, but that's a very logical name. And now the craftbucket.jar file, I need to change the name of it because my craftbucket.jar file actually has those numbers, 1.7.2-r0.2. So I'm going to make sure I put those numbers inside this command that I'm running, just to make sure everything works together. Save this again. And now that I have everything set up right, I'm going to open up what's called the terminal. And in the terminal, I'm going to write some commands very carefully. Sometimes in writing in the terminal, you can mess up things on your computer. But I'm going to carefully write chmod a plus x. They tell you these instructions on the CraftBucket website as well. So chmod a plus x. And then I'm going to open up the file where I have my start-server.command. I'm going to drag that file over into my terminal, and that will just automatically fill in the path to that file. And I hit return. It looks like nothing happened, but what I can now do is I can double-click that file in the MineMod folder. When I double-click that file, magic happens. Ready? Double-click. boom, opens up another terminal window and says loading libraries, please wait, and then loads a whole bunch of stuff. The server is now active. There is now a Minecraft server on my computer. And you can see down here it says done. Mine took apparently 15 seconds. So it says done, and at this point, if I go back to the folder, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of other stuff. That command just loaded everything that is needed to start up this Minecraft server on my computer. All that new stuff. We don't really need to worry about most of it, which is a good thing. So, completed that step. The next step is to actually get Scriptcraft, which allows me to write in JavaScript rather than something a little more complicated like Java. So, I go to the scriptcraftjs.org website and I'm going to download their most recent one, scriptcraft.jar. I download it, it's all good, and this one's not even going to take any installation. I'm just going to drag and drop. From my downloads folder, I'm going to drag it into my MindMod folder, but not quite just the MindMod, into the plugins folder inside the MindMod folder. This plugins folder has appeared because I already ran the server once. So it's sitting there waiting for me to add this. Voila, my JavaScript mod is active. I think I'm ready. Server's going. Now let me test and see if I have JS here. First I'm going to type something called reload, which just allows the computer to run through and see if I added any sort of new files, which I did, so it's good. Okay, we reloaded. Let's see if it has JavaScript. I type JS space 1+1, and it says 2, and that means that JavaScript is recognized. My Scriptcraft mod is working. I'm going to add my username, OP Hootie Tootie. Not really my username, but whatever your username is, you type in OP, your username, and that'll just add it to the file so that the server can recognize you. Okay, I think I'm ready to play some Minecraft. So I'm going to click multiplayer and I go in and I look at my servers. I need to add this server that I just made. I need to add it in there. So I'm going to give it a name. I call it my local server. And then in the server address, this is where the critical part is. Type in localhost. Localhost just means I'm going to look on your computer to find this server. And let's see if it works. We go back to Minecraft, we click, we join the server, and hey, there we are, back in Minecraft. And I can even test now. I can run some JS. I type JS, well, let's type /JS 1+1. It gives me 2, and that means it's working. And because I've written some special little things for mine, I can throw fire in places. Well, not quite. I have to be on the ground to throw my fire. Now I'm going to throw some fire. JS for throw fire. And in parentheses, how long do I want it to be? And I have a fire row, and you're just going to have to figure out on your own how to do that. Okay, so throwing fire is cool. You get to figure out how to do that on your own. When you're done playing on your server, you're probably going to want to stop it. And so to stop the server, just go back to the terminal and just type in stop. S-T-O-P. Click it, it's going to do some things, and the server will stop. Have fun!